Today, I invited you all here to discuss how to work with an educational interpreter or an educational transliterator. First off, the ABA states that an interpreter who is able to interpret effectively, accurately, and impartially, both receptively and expressively, using any necessary special vocabulary. So an interpreter works from one language to another language. So for example, they work from English into ASL, American Sign Language, or ASL into English. And a transliterator works from a code of one language to the code of the same language. So working from English into a signed English format. Interpreters and transliterators are not full-time aides. Our primary job is to interpret the classroom environment. We are not taking over the teacher's role. It might be hard to get used to having another adult in the classroom, however. We also do not provide main discipline roles. Even though we are another adult in the classroom, we are not the main disciplinary person. Sometimes the interpreter must step in for the discipline. However, our main goal and job is to interpret. We are professionals. Like I mentioned, we'll be working in your classroom. It's hard to have another individual in the classroom, but it just takes a little bit of time to get used to. We assist in communication, and this is not just for the deaf or hard of hearing. It's for the teacher, any other administration, or for the students. Just even imagine a hearing student you have with a deaf parent. The interpreter could come in to interpret the parent-teacher conferences. We are also included in the individual education plan in that team. We will talk about the problems and discuss about the students we work with, report behavior while maintaining confidentiality. How can you help me or any other interpreters? Please speak clearly. Try not to talk during the looking time of the deaf. So when they're looking at the interpreter, try not to talk during that time. Possibly have a planning period. This will allow interpreters to know information prior to the lesson, and this is very beneficial so we can be prepared for all of the vocabulary or any other conversation that might be taking place. You could help us by being situated in one location, most likely in the front. Be also aware of the visual sightline of the student with the view of the interpreter, teacher, visual aids, and other students. Require others to raise their hands and be identified. That way the interpreter can also identify the speaker for the deaf individual. Communication. Like I mentioned before, the interpreter is there for everyone. When speaking to the deaf or hard of hearing, speak directly to them and avoid such phrases such as tell him such and such or tell her such and such. The interpreted message is often delayed compared to the original message. So this is something to be aware of when you're accommodating for the interpreter. There is a need to talk about goals and expectations, and it is important for the administration to offer a personal workspace for the interpreters. This could be either in the classroom or somewhere else in the school. This way you can accommodate for all of your personnel. Pay service. Many individuals wonder how educational interpreters get paid. Usually through an agency, if they're hired through, or they can get paid by the district, and the wage depends on the skill level and hours that they work for. How can you find an educational interpreter? You can locate an agency in your area who hires interpreters, or the school district in your area. There are also interpreter databases where you can locate interpreters. How do you know if your interpreter is qualified? The easiest way is to look at the qualification at the certification test score. RID, and Register for Interpreters of the Deaf, the National Associations for the Deaf, and the state all have certification that you can look at. Here in Nebraska, a popular test is the Educational Interpreter Performance Assessment. These are my references that I've used, and please do not hesitate to talk with me or any other interpreter or the lead interpreter for more information. Thank you so much for your time today.